can you tell us about these evacuations?
Well, just this morning I was able to talk to a spokesperson from the International Committee of the Red Cross who's actually in Syria and has been at the site of the evacuations. It's Pavel Kasishik, and he was said that it's still a very as he described it, quote, a dire situation. You can see that the people are exhausted and saddened. There's many thousands waiting at the pickup points or ready to be taken. He said that up until 10 p.m. Last night, 3,000 people had been evacuated, but that the buses have continued working through. They've continued evacuating people through the night, so that number will now be larger. He hasn't been able to confirm yet what it is so far, but could then tally with what the Russians are apparently saying, that some 6,000 people have now been evacuated, including 3,000 fighters. And of course, the priority in these early stages has been to evacuate the sick, the wounded, and those people who are most vulnerable. Now, doctors at the locations where these evacuations have been arriving at to the west of Aleppo say that it's not only the physical, the worry, of course, for those who've been physically wounded, but also that many of these people are highly distressed. It's been an extremely traumatizing time for them there. And what's perhaps surprising is that the places that they've been taken to are still very close to Aleppo. The front line west of Aleppo is a matter of a very few precious kilometers, even from the place that they were being evacuated from this last rebel enclave, and in fact runs up to the fringes of the city almost. So they've only gone some 10 kilometers or so to these locations in opposition-held territory.
Now, as you mentioned, there were the locations people were being evacuated to. Staffan de Mistura has also warned about that situation, particularly concerned about the situation in Idlib province. Just why is this so much of a concern?
Well, Idlib province is now the largest and perhaps you could argue the strongest remaining opposition pocket in the country, barring Islamic State group territory, which is held out in the east. And so the opposition still controls the whole province. They control the capital city. There's a range of opposition groups there, although al-Nusra, who've since changed their names, of course these are the affiliate of al-Qaeda in Syria, they have a very strong presence there, possibly the strongest group in that area. And there's concerns now that the government will now turn their attentions to the west, having finished the battle in Aleppo. And as I was just saying, those front lines really do run up right the way to the fringes of the city. And so the thinking is that they could now concentrate their offensives to try and retake Idlib. That's why de Mistura is saying, concerns that the very same thing could end up now happening in Idlib town. If ceasefire, a nationwide ceasefire, and peace talks aren't initiated. And of course, the irony then would be that these people who are being evacuated from eastern Aleppo now may find themselves in the same situation within a matter even of weeks to months.
Adam Pletts reporting from Beirut this morning. Thanks very much for bringing us the latest on that situation across the border in Syria. Meanwhile, hundreds